Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome dear students to our math class. Alright, so for the past weeks we have been learning about ordering, right? So we started with ordering numbers and we added with ordering height. So today we're going to learn about how we can order weights as well, right? Okay, so the new words that I want you to remember for today is, okay, heavy. Okay, repeat after me. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. All right. So if something is quite heavy that you can carry with your hand and it's quite heavy, we call it heavy, right? There's something which can be heavier than this one, okay, which we have to add er, heavier, right? And there will be something that will be much more heavier than both of these two, so we call it heaviest. All right, so this is how we can order the weight based on heaviness, right? So for example, here we have a book, right? A book is a bit heavy, okay, it has weight, you can hold it with your hand. And then we have a suitcase. Which one is heavier, a suitcase or a book? All right, a simple book or a suitcase? All right, so of course suitcase is a little bit heavier than a normal book, right? A small book, right? Means you can carry but it will have a little weight, right? And then we have a car, real car. So which one is the heaviest, a car or a book or a suitcase, right? Of course the car is the heaviest, right? You cannot carry a car with your hand, all right? Not a toy car, a real car, right? Very good. So a car is the heaviest, means we give it number 1. So we said the one which has est will be the first, right? So which one among these is the heaviest? Car is first, right? Car comes first. Suitcase comes second. Right? Remember ordinal numbers. And finally the book is the heavy, but less heavier than all these three. It gets number 3rd. Right? So if you want to compare 3 objects, okay, according to their weight, which one is heavy, right? So the least heavier one, we just say it's heavy. Second heavier, and the heaviest one, heaviest, right? The one which has the highest weight. Okay, if you weigh them, this one will have the highest weight, this one will have less weight, and this one will have the lesser weight among all of them. All right, so now let's look at the opposite of heavy. If something is heavy, the opposite of heaviness is light. Okay, something very light, right? So of course here we have 3 things to compare. We have 1 egg. Okay, the egg is light, right? It's very light, it's not heavy, it doesn't have that much weight, right? And then we have a short pencil, right? Short pencil, it's also very light, right? And finally we have a feather, which is also very light. If you carry it with your hand, you don't even feel the weight of a feather, right? So if you want to compare an egg, a pencil, and a feather, which one is the lightest? Which one have the least amount of weight? Which one is it? Okay, remember also don't forget about the est word. So the feather is the one that have the least amount of weight, right? That you can carry it very easily, right? You don't feel even in your hand if you carry a feather. So feather gets first in lightest, right? So the feather is the first object which is light. Which one gets second? A pencil, right? A pencil is much lighter than the egg. Okay, so a pencil gets number 2nd, and finally the egg will get 3rd. Very good. And the egg will get 3rd because it's a bit heavier than this tree, right? So heavy, opposite of heavy, light. Heavy, light. A book is a bit heavy, but an egg is light Okay, it's lighter than a book. We have a suitcase, heavier and lighter. Heavier, lighter. And finally, we have heaviest, lightest. Heaviest, lightest. Right? Remember, okay, if you wanna explain, or if you want talk about one object, for example, if I want to talk about a book only, I'm gonna say this book is heavy. Done. Right? But if I want to compare a book and a suitcase, right, I want to talk about these two, I'm gonna use heavier. Which one is heavier? Okay, a suitcase is heavier than a book, right? A suitcase is heavier than a book. But if I want to compare three objects or more, okay, the word I'm going to use is heaviest. I'm going to find which one is the heaviest among all, and I'm going to talk about that one. For example, a car is the heaviest among these three objects, right? Among a book, a suitcase, and a car, the car is the heaviest. The car is the heaviest. Okay, same thing applies with lightness, right? If I want to talk about one object, I'm going to say the egg is light, or an egg is light. Okay, but if I want to compare two objects, egg and pencil, I'm going to use the word lighter, right? Okay, so a pencil is lighter than an egg, right? A pencil is lighter than an egg. All right, comes here when we want to compare three objects or more. So the word we're going to use is lightest, lightest, right? So I'm going to talk about feather. So I will say the feather is the lightest, right? It's the lightest among pencil and egg. So the feather is the lightest. All right, very good. So don't forget about these words: heavy, light, heavier, lighter, heaviest, and lightest. All right, so here I want to show you three objects that I have. Right, I have this cup of water. I have this container which contains 1 kg of a flour, and I also have this simple tissue. All right, so if we want to compare these three, okay, 1, 2, and 3, which one is the heaviest? Which one is the heaviest? Okay, we're gonna say this container is the heaviest, right? This container is the heaviest. All right, if we want to compare these three, but we want to see which one is the lightest, okay, which one has the least amount of weight? Of course, this plastic tissue, right? This one is the lightest. So this one gets number 1 when we talk about lightness, okay? First, second, third. But if you want to talk about heaviness, first, second, third, right? Okay. So now I want you to do is try to find 3 objects in your house, any 3 objects, compare them according to heaviness and according to lightness, okay? So you put your 3 objects like this, okay? And you show me which one gets number 1, number 2, number 3 in terms of heaviness, right? And then later you compare them again, 1, 2, 3 in terms of their lightness. Which one is the lightest? All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.